All right. Good morning, my friends. Good morning, my dogs. It is a new day. It is 6:32. It is October 1st. It's a new month. It's a new quarter. It's a new you. This morning I had a little sauna ice barrel session. And I was sitting there and I was sitting in the sauna first and I was listening to one of my podcasts. And the guy was like, the thought was, he made me think. He's like, you know, when do new days start? They start in the dark, right? So new beginnings could start in the darkest times, and you never know. Typically, the best type of day or no one starts when it's bright and sunny out and ready to go. Anyway, I thought it was kind of cool to say, you know, 12:01 a.m. It's the darkest time of the day, and that's no one's up there. I got up at 4:45. That's dark enough. But anyway, something to be said about, you're in there, it's you're going outside, you're steaming, it's dark out and no one's up and you're thinking about your day, you're thinking about your week, you're thinking about your new month, your new quarter, what you did right, what you did wrong, and then you move on. We all make some mistakes and we all do some good things and try and make a little less mistakes and try and do a few things better. Let's see if any of my dogs are awake around the world. Let's see what we got. I'll put you up here so everyone can see. Who do we got? We got Blair rising and grinding. That's what we do every day. Oh, thanks, Rod. Yeah, yesterday. You remember yesterday I was saying for the video, I'm like 118, 118.50. You're as dyslexic as me. You said 180, 180.50. Yeah, Mr. Hustle, right? He was an old school hustler until he started betting on himself. And people do a lot worse things now, and they don't get kicked out of the league. What up, Dubai? How you doing? We got Austin in the house. We got Tony Wallace. It's always the darkest before the dawn, right? Anyway, so here we are. New quarter. I did post yesterday. I thought it was pretty interesting. One of my guys that I follow is just talking about like the market, the underlying market breadth. I have a hard time saying breadth. Breathe, not breath like you breathe, like the AD lines, the BREADTH. How is like the cleanest we've seen in a while, meaning what? Meaning the first quarter two, everyone complained about how the market was being elevated by 6-7 stocks. And then in the third quarter, it was a ton of stocks. So that just means the underlying strength is there. And think about all the things that are going on around the world, whether it's geopolitics. I think there's a dock strike that everyone was thinking the world would end with. You have Israel sending in a partial ground assault into Lebanon. You have this Ukraine-Russia situation still going. And here we are at the market. That's why I keep my TV off, guys. I keep my TV off until about 9:15. I don't need to listen to all these idiots who play traders on TV. Yeah, some of them are smart. And I go on TV every now and then. I'm going to be on Fox Business October 9th. I'm just saying, look, listen to the charts. Listen to some music. Here, this is my music I'm listening to right now. Anyway, it's really more about, not as much as it's about your state of mind and your physiological response to what's happening in front of you. That's why we talk about go time. But anyway, here we are. So let's just say it's October. Everyone said September, is going to be a bad month, and it wound up being decent. You could say this: as long as the S&P holds 5,700 or 5,690, you cannot get too bearish, right? Even if you break it, you just, reduce some positions and then see what's next. But anyway, we'll see what we have moving forward, and we'll see if we'll make a new high here. SPYs, also yesterday looked, how cute was that? Holy cow. All of a sudden Powell starts speaking. He was definitely a little bit more hawkish than the market would have thought. Market's pricing in 72 basis points more of cuts, with two more sessions left. But anyway, here you are. Little reversal, got below 569, hit 568, reverse back up. That's why you want to know your pivot areas. That's why you want to know the battleground. Reclaim the 8-day. We've now been above this 8-day ever since September 11th. That's when I've been trying to be in some kind of portfolio approach. And, we'll see if we continue. The Qs held the 8-day yesterday also. Can't be too upset here. Okay, yes, we haven't made a new high, but there's been lots of things to do. And we'll see if they continue. What up, Mario? Good morning to you. Anyway, so the question is, morning, wonder how the dock strike. Well, some things got already beaten down with the dock strike. I'll be honest with you, Amazon got already beaten down, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Amazon, I started buying a little bit of calls that I'm gonna probably lose money on again. You could say now we'll see what happens here today. I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon goes from red to green today. What's this here? 184.65. It's coming 4 days on anticipation of the dock strike, so chances are, maybe it doesn't go down on that, but we'll see. Either which way, it definitely, it definitely was a little annoying. What do I mean by annoying? Well, I thought maybe it would hold here, do a little bull flag, and continue the upside. It didn't. So today I'd say, hey, does it hold this? We'll see. A few nice setups going into this quarter. Look at this Apple. Apple seems like it's, last time I made a new all-time high was July 15th. This looks like it's going to be ready to take out 237 and continue to the upside. That looks like a great setup. I wish they would come out with a foldable phone and do something different, but what I want and what they do is two different things. I love my friend Samsung's foldable phone, but everyone has their life on their Apple, their pictures, their videos from 2008 to this to that, and it's hard. So that was me. It's my wife. It's the family. That's Chase right there. See that? Anyway, where's Cadence? So I think Apple's a good setup coming in. Meta's been super duper strong. Meta's got another bull type flag here. If you guys remember on August 5th, I said that this will be the first name to make a new all-time high, and that was down here. So if you happen to bought down there, or when we're clearing the moving averages, you did just fine, or you waited for it to take out 542, 554. Now it seems like today it might try and take out 576. By the way, I got the Meta glasses, and the Meta glasses are friggin' awesome. Like really, really functional. But anyway, I think it's gonna be a huge, huge Christmas hit. The $300, which is what Ray-Bans cost, I was able to put my prescription in there for $150, so for $500, it's pretty damn cool. But anyway, so Meta looks, really good. I feel like this is going to be 600 at some point prior to numbers. Google is different. That's a good, what's it called? Who's saying Google here? Ali Hassan saying Google looks ready. Yeah, I was pointing to this yesterday. I said, hey, a lot of guys are long versus 160. And if you take out 165.70, it's not a leader, but there's a setup. There's, sometimes you're not a leader, but there's ways to make money with this setup, and Google's setup. So maybe you can make some money there if you're in it, and we'll see what happens here. I think it was upgraded today. Let me see. Google up $1.33, not so bad. And see what happens here. 165.70, next spot's 168, and then there's some room. So anyway, doesn't look like Meta, but something, not everything, it doesn't have to, as long as you have, your parameters set. Tesla comes out to deliveries tomorrow. Tesla's been one of my better names. Tesla was a pain in the butt, even at post earnings. Okay, but right here, it kind of changed. And then you have a low, a higher low, and then finally it took out 235. And I'm in some options for, the delivery numbers. They're coming out tomorrow. Dan Ives is out there pounding the table on it, so hopefully it's not too priced in. Will it hit 271? Looks like it. Now, I was pointing to 271 the other day. It'd be nice if it gets there today. So this way you don't even have to take it. But anyway, it's been a nice move since clearing 235. You can't complain. And for those of you who are like, oh, it's only a few stocks. Tesla was 414 in 2021. And then it was at 371 in 2022. In 2023, it was 300. It's still only here. So you've had a really market time this one. It hasn't been a leader, and we've been doing pretty well. I think the 630 Club loves it. The Alpha Team loves it. Redler All Access loves it. Power Plays loves it. I have a lot of guys. I got a lot of dogs. It's strength in numbers. It's good. Hey, yo, it's good. What about the semis? The semis have not been the place to be, but you know what? NVIDIA, yesterday, I was like, hey, guys, we'll see if we could hold 118 and then a reclaim 119.26 and hit a high there. Overall, it still looks fine. It's not leading the tape, but doesn't have to, but there is a decent setup here. If we can get above this 127.68, I think it works towards highs. I like it. I'm in it. I'm in 125 calls for this week. I'm in some stock. Yesterday, tactically, when it broke this spot, you could have reduced, and then yesterday you could have increased. That is why we use a tier system. SMC, I don't care. It's a friggin' piece of junk stock. Sorry. But anyway, I'll tell you really how I feel. what I think is kind of interesting is the setup in Bitcoin going into October, November. For some reason, I always remember right around Thanksgiving, Bitcoin goes nuts. My mother-in-law is like, "What's going on with Bitcoin?" My dad's like, "Hey, Sonny boy, you got some Bitcoin?" Anyway, and that usually is a sign of a top. But right now, Bitcoin has this like 8-month base. Like it's been going sideways for a while. What do I think? Someone's like, Red Dog, what do you think? What do you think, Red Dog? I'll tell you what I think. Well, it's been going this way for a long time now. I've definitely lost money a bunch of times. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I thought it was going to break out here. It didn't. Right here, I was ready for a breakout. It didn't. Right here, I was ready for a breakout. It didn't. And here's another lower high. So hasn't done anything. But if you're an asset allocator and you're accumulating IBIT every single month, or you do it in your crypto account, you're doing just fine. Bottom line is, I do think if you go to the weekly chart, we take a look here. It's kind of ready to. It's not. I would think it's ready to go. Looks ready to go. So many more institutions have been buying the Jesus out of this. Now that China, just had a huge move. There's a lot of people in China that think, what do I say like that? That's not nice. Must feel a little bit more affluent, and they'll probably be like, oh, now I could buy some Bitcoin, considering, the Shanghai just went about 17% in a week, and so did the FXI. I think Bitcoin could have like an FXI type move where, all of a sudden out of nowhere, if you don't own it, it's hard to buy it, and you get like a blast off. So, unfortunately, there's no real big options in Bitcoin. What's it called? But I do think that this is the IBIT. This is what I'm accumulating. You want to be cute. Well, here you could be long IBIT, and this is your stop, 35.52. Let's hope it doesn't happen. You had a little red dog reversal right there. Maybe today it wants to fill this gap, and I think it needs to dislocate from silver and gold, because silver and gold did really well and Bitcoin really hasn't. But anyway, I would be buying an IBIT. And then there's this miner that my friends like, who gave it to us here around $10. They think it's going to be 18 to 20. So if Bitcoin all of a sudden gets back towards 70,000, this thing's going to be $17, $18. So if you're looking for a miner, this one looks much better than Mara and Riot and CLSK. I played CLSK and I was like pulling teeth to get this thing to close this gap. You had to be a surgeon. So technically the other one looks better. But anyway, thought they approved. They're talking about it. They didn't, you can't trade options on it yet. But I'm waiting. I'd love for them to be able to trade options on it, because if they do soon, I'll probably buy a boatload of like $38 calls for like November 15th. So if it does want to work back to the higher end of this range, you'll make a lot of money. And if it wants to actually get through this range, and Mr. Tom Lee is right at 100,000 for Bitcoin, or whatever these huge people are saying, you'll make a lot of money. Either which way. If not, you just got to hold it and, then use your tier system. I bought some more IBIT yesterday anyway. But it's not all sunshines and rainbows. I've been trying to play Boeing, and Boeing kind of sucks. Excuse my French. I thought that they would, figure out this whole strike situation, and they haven't. So I lost money with options, though. Whenever you're playing for a binary event, use options. I don't care what name of the company it is. You can get shamoozled. So I'd rather you not get shamoozled, right? Getting shamoozled doesn't really feel good. But anyway, what else? Amazon removed from Goldman's conviction buy list. That's interesting. Anyway, they had just as much value as those who said China was uninvestable 3 months ago. Now you can invest in China 15 to 18% higher, according to the smart analysts out there. They told you, no, stay away from China while they're buying it, buying the FXI, buying BABA, buying NEO, buying all these things. And now here, you could buy it from us now, because now it's investable. But anyway, like I did say, long-term, the bull market wins. Doesn't always win in every stock, but it does win in the indices. And the Shanghai or China is kind of just went through their 2007, 2008 moment. They just got their bazooka, and chances are it's going to trend now for years to the upside, and hopefully you accumulate it in the hole, the same way we did with the Blood on the Street account in 2007, 2008 in the US. But anyway, VKTX thoughts. Okay. Nice channel. This is one of those companies that everyone thinks is going to get taken out by a Lilly or by one of the majors. Hasn't, it's, I don't love sitting in bios because bios are always like a news release from blowing up or a news release from going nuts. So I'm a singles double hitter. That's why I trade tech and I trade the semis. I like to be able to have control of the situation versus waiting for news. So if you wanted to buy, $75 calls or something for December, then you could sit in it. If you're really knowledgeable in bios and pharmaceuticals, and then that's fine. Then it just held the middle end of the range, and chances are it can go higher. So that's fine. Someone asked me why I bought Oxy. I didn't buy the stock because the stock is broken. I bought some options just in case, it wants to wake up for December. I don't love it. It's just, if Warren Buffett is dead wrong and underwater for every share that he has, which he is, maybe this is one of those cute trades where they get everybody out and it pops back up. I'm just in some calls. Nothing great. I also bought some Square calls. Square to me is interesting because if Bitcoin does have a move, Square usually moves with Bitcoin. And I know yesterday it sold down a little bit, but I bought some options because the stock doesn't look great. But, I bought some $70 calls for October and November that if it wants to wake up and get back towards 82, I think Square is very interesting. PayPal had a friggin' huge move when everyone hated it, so maybe this is a trade for the fourth quarter. I'm just saying, why waste all your breath? Just look at S. What do you mean? First of all, I traded SOXL very well, so I don't know why you're talking smack to me. This obviously, if you're trading the indices, it's got an absolute. This is the high. You got to be a surgeon. You're better off finding the relative strength in the individual names. Which right now, Avago is probably best in breed. Look how close this is to the upside of the channel. So this is something that you probably should trade more. I think ARM is actually a little bit better also than some of the other names out there. It's not the best. The semis haven't been the best. Everyone wants to go back to the well. I go back to the well also, but it really hasn't been where the exact action has been. But anyway, we'll see. Like I do think out of the semis, Avago, ARM, NVIDIA are probably the three you should focus on. MU, look at this, what happened here. Like MU, oh, look at that. It filled the gap. It's just gapped up and has been dribbling. So the semiconductor trade has been a dribbler. Hasn't been like get up and go. We like get up and go. But anyway, Square under the 200-day. You know what? But I understand that, and I'm a moving average guy. Okay. So what I do sometimes if my little spidey or red dog sense likes something before it really looks awesome, I'll buy some options. And then if it goes, then I could buy the stock. And everyone on the Alpha team knows if I'm in the stock and options, that means it's trading great. I had a thought, the market confirmed it. I'm making money both ways. That doesn't happen often. So this is just a tester. So I get it. You're right. But it's trying. It is trying. I get it. That's fine. That's cool. Yeah, that's why, again, I'm in options. Risk is premium paid. Someone asked me about Microsoft. Microsoft is interesting. Did a little red dog reversal, yesterday. They sold the strength, a bunch of times. You could say this is sort of a bull flag. This is like a Google. Microsoft and Google have been out of play. They've been laggards. There have been little things to do, but they're not leading. If you have limited capital, you want to just be in the leaders and be in the best names. If you've been trading for 30 plus years and you have to figure out how to use your capital and let it work for you, you could play some mid-tier names or some laggards. Anyway, yes, I got to give it to Flanders. I'm sorry. That's one of my friends from Albany, who was my pledge, not a pledge brother, but he was in it when younger. It's actually cool the way the market is. All of a sudden I get a email saying, "Hey, Red Dog, I've been watching your 630 Club. I'm pretty good with the stock market." I'm like, "Okay, let me put you on my note." And now he's in the Alpha team, adding a lot of value. He thinks you could buy every dip in the uranium names, and the CCJ has been best in breed. So if it happens to pull back a little bit more, I think you need to have a little CCJ in your portfolio. Plus, the other one that my friends really love that I'm in is Dash. Not a lot of people talk about Dash. I got involved here, but really, we did put it on as a power play right there. And earnings are, when are the earnings? The earnings for Dash are October 30th. And, smart money says 155 or more. So I'm trying to stay with it. It pulled teeth to get this to go down just to the 8 day. So this is a strong name. So put this on your radar if it's not on your radar. Other than that, someone's like, why did I buy DJT yesterday? I just bought it for a trade. I'm allowed to just do little trades. It's up $1.20, up 7% this morning. Here's the alpha team. This is, they get to watch everything. We get to talk. We get to hang out. So I did buy that yesterday, but it's just not to say I'm voting for Trump, which I will, or I'm not voting at all. Just saying, I like free enterprise capitalism. I like safe borders. I like, Israel. Not saying everyone else doesn't. Those are some things that I like. And not everyone gets a trophy. Work for it. Anyway, yeah, so I just bought a little DJT yesterday. I'm already going to sell it. I was sitting here when they came out with some news that Truth Social was going to have a few TV channels and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, with that being said, Johnny Manglini likes that. All right, 6:53, I got to hustle. It's a new quarter, guys. It's a new month. If you're in great shape going into the fourth quarter, congratulations. I know some guys, including me, Red Dog got caught. I got caught a little bit in the pain trade that I've been working it off, but I've been doing it pretty well. If you remember, this V bottom here in the market, it was a tough one. I was at the highs of my year, my historic highs everywhere, bought the hell out of this, even the blood in the street account. And then right here, I thought we would stop at 540, and I was short a lot of 542, 544, 548 calls. Then I was short some 548 calls, 550 calls, and this happened. So that turned into a bad trade for me. But, since here, I've probably been making money every single day, and I made that up. But again, even as a experienced guy, you get caught in a pain trade. That's why I never wish a pain trade on anybody. A pain trade just means something is happening that doesn't necessarily happen. It's like you're in a casino. You hear noise, and you see a lot of people around the roulette table. You know why? Because black came up 12 times. So everyone thinks a red has to come up, and they've been betting black since like the seventh, they've been betting red since the seventh black, and then every black that comes up, they're running to the cash machine. They're, mortgaging their house because the red has to happen. Doesn't have to happen. But anyway, this was a crazy move. But anyway, that was then. This is now. Work your way back. You come out of a hole. You get green. You move forward, and that's what life's about. Getting over tougher times, because then it's always easy moving forward because nothing scares you. I'll be here every single day. 4:45 is to wake up. I'm not going to be here Friday, though. I'm going to Ohio State with Chase. My godson goes there as the vice president of AAPI. We're going to go. I'm going to show him a big-time school, have some fun. But I'll be here tomorrow and the next day. Later, guys.